What's up, AMC? This is Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. I'm back with another AMC financial astrology update that we've been doing since January. Let's go. Last week was crazy, but guys, it's not how many times you fall. It's how many times you get up. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Losers quit when they fail and winners fail until they succeed. We may lose battles, guys, but we are winning the war. All we have to do is stick together. Individually, we are just a drop. But together, we're an ocean, we're a tsunami, we're a force that the hedge funds can't fuck with. So if you guys know other people out here that are in AMC that are getting a little nervous, just go ahead and be that helping friend to talk them out of the from walking off the edge. Okay, there's absolutely no point of us selling this low when we've experienced so much highs. Okay, and I want to say the people who have been here since probably January, they remember being at, what was it, like $12-14. Then a couple days later we were literally at 70. With that in mind, okay, being at the $27 level, could you imagine a move like that? We're gonna go way past 100. Okay, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we simply have to have patience. You can see at the top of the screen, the stock market is a device from transferring money from the end patient to the patient. So who's gonna be patient enough to get that money? I know I'm gonna be patient. Scared money don't make money, and I'm not selling until I get paid. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look over this week, of course, like we always do, the moon phases and the stars. I know last week didn't play out the way we wanted to, so now we have to see how I see that playing out. Okay, but guess what, guys? For the first time ever, I'm officially gonna give you guys squeeze dates that I'm gonna stick by at the end of this video. You do not want to miss that. I think it's time for me to go ahead and give you guys some squeeze time frames based on the stars. Lots of research that I've been doing. You know, I've been following this AMC movement for over almost a year now. Okay, and you guys do not want to miss that. If you guys want to show support and get this DD out there and just show the AMC community support, go ahead and hit the like button. I think it's really important that everyone gets the information they can at this time on AMC. If you're new here and haven't subscribed and don't want to miss out on future update videos, which you don't, on AMC's Financial Astrology DD, you can't get anywhere else, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you guys are a Moonlord and you're not in our Discord, check us out at the Market Moonlord Discord. A lot of great people going down in there. So let's check out the moon phases and see what we see for this week going forward. Welcome to the Market Moonlord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Man, I was just thinking as I was putting these tracks into the editor, it's just that I cannot believe we've been doing this for like a year, guys, and it's been an absolute honor to be able to be the financial astrologer for the Moon Lords and cover the moon phases for AMC. It's been, I think at the end of the video, you'll understand how long of a journey it has been and how long we've been tracking these stars. It has just been an unbelievable experience. This has honestly been my most memorable times as an astrologer. Okay, tracking this AMC thing, it's been an absolute blast, and I think we need to enjoy the journey, guys. All right, because it's not gonna last forever, and you know, it's about the journey, right? So it's been cool. It's been cool. I appreciate you guys. Anyway, so I know you guys appreciate my honesty, and I'm gonna have to be honest with you guys. All right, this last new moon is one of the weakest new moons we've ever seen for AMC, and it's coming off one of the weakest waning moons we've ever seen for AMC. And it almost looks like, if we come over here, you guys know the black background is the waning period, the blue is the waxing, and it looks like we're going down for two phases in a row. This has happened before, okay? And it's rare, but it does happen, okay? So it does look like we are going down And just to give you guys full honesty, the next level support based on the moon phases is the $17 level mark. And I don't know if you guys have seen other YouTubers talking about the $17 mark, but I've seen it twice now. That one YouTuber said $17. It was Rico on one of his like videos I think he put out Friday right after market close, or maybe it was Saturday. And then I've heard a couple people say low 20s, maybe even the high teens. Okay, so I do think, unfortunately, that $17 mark is possible, but that would be the absolute low. Okay, that would be the absolute low. Now, that's if we continue this trend. Okay, and it does look like we're going to. We could see on this new moon, we did get a new moon pop, and it was starting to go up. And look, it literally stopped right there at that first line of resistance, and then it started heading down again. Okay, and now we're way underneath this red line. All right, so we still haven't gone underneath this one, which is good, which went all the way down to that low 25s, but we're still underneath this level of support. We definitely need to get back up there this week, or this full moon could definitely take us down to the low 20s. Okay, it really can if we don't start reversing this week. Now, we do have a full moon, and AMC does have a birthday very soon. AMC's birthday, which meaning the sun goes all the way around the zodiac, lands on Saturday. And you know, that's a completion, that's a new chapter, new energy, new beginnings. Solar returns are very, very important in astrology, so that's very interesting for AMC. And on Monday, not this Monday, but the following Monday, we do have a full moon. All right, so that's also pretty interesting. Now, the full moon builds days before, and so on Friday of this week, that will be 3 days before the full moon, so we can start seeing full moon pops 3 days before. Okay, now based on those Harvard studies, they're saying that the peaks happen more in the middle of the phases, which would bring us right around the beginning of this week. Okay, or a few days before the full moon, 7 days before the full moon. That's when they're saying the peak is, based on Harvard studies on the stock market. So that will put us on Monday for a full moon pop. Okay, but I like to say 3 days before the full moon, so that's gonna put us on Friday. So I am looking out for that, but we need to start reversing obviously at the beginning of this week, or we could start heading down, and then on the actual full moon, which is on December 18th, we could get a full moon drop, okay, and not a pop. So we will be tracking the moon phases until then, but that is what's going on right now. We can see that the RSI is still way oversold, so that could definitely signal a reversal coming up. We are also squeezing down still on the MACD, so hey, that's what it is, guys. That is what it is. That is what it is. But this is just one little chapter based on, you know, a year of price action. Okay, so it's not like we have to freak out if that's the case. We simply have to hold, because hey, we know that AMC, when it rips, it really rips. All right, and keep in mind, at the end of this video, you definitely want to see it, because I am going to drop squeeze time frames for AMC. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at the stars and see what we see there, but the foundation we know is the moon phases, and it's looking weak. As far as what's going to happen this week, the moon phases looks weak. The price action does look weak so far based on the moon phases, but I am going to look at the stars, because using the stars, we're going to get more information. The moon is just one part of the puzzle when it comes to astrology. Obviously, there's so many other aspects and planets and things to look at, and which we're going to do to see if we can see some positive price action going forward, because it is possible. All right, we're still in a waxing moon phase. So before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button to show support. I appreciate it. Let's look at the stars, and then after that, we're going to go over AMC's financial astrology squeeze time frames. You do not want to miss that at the end of this video. Okay, so now we're about to get into the meat and juices on the DD, financial astrology DD for AMC this up and coming week. As usual, I have Monday open, market open December 13th, and AMC has a big week coming up. Two reasons why: it's his birthday on Saturday, and AMC and the world has a full moon on Saturday. Okay, now we know that buildup could be happening this week, and we also know, even though the moon phases say we're in a double downtrend and we're potentially going to keep going down more than likely, We're still in a waxing period of the moon, meaning the moon's growing. And if there's any time for us to actually rip or reverse and then rip, it would be during a waxing period. So we're still in a foundation where we could have some pretty big movement to the upside. Now, I'm just going to go over the really big things for this week. Now, the first thing I want to pull up is what's happening with the sun. As you can see here, we have a sun conjunct Mercury, okay? Last week, this Mercury in the sky was conjunct AMC sun, okay? And so it was very, very similar to what we have now. And so what I said last week is that looks like news, lots of news, because we know Mercury, the planet of communication, rules news in the stock market, okay? And we know the sun is the company's reputation, the company's CEO. And I literally said, hey, it looks like we're going to get some news from Adam or some news from management. You can go back and watch that video. I said we're going to get a lot of news on AMC, okay? Now, these are conjunctions, meaning a planet on top of another planet, all right? So that's not necessarily positive or negative, because it's just two planets together. It can go both way, but it's still big energy. It's like a climax, okay? And last week, we had a lot of news about the company's reputation, the CEO, the CFO, all right, they sold their shares or some of their shares, and it created a lot of FUD, okay? So we did get that news, but the news wasn't a catalyst to the upside, okay? Now, we got the same type of setup coming into Monday again with the sun conjunct Mercury. So I'm gonna say again, news, okay? This week, we should have a lot of news, not to mention you can see that the sun is pulling up on AMC sun, which is a lot of attention, a lot of illumination for AMC. So I am expecting a lot of news coming into Monday, and it can be catalyst type news for sure. And another reason why I say news on Monday is because if you look at the Mercury or AMC's Mercury, we can see it's getting a trine from the moon. That is one of my favorite positions for AMC, okay? That is a fact, all right? Trine from the moon to Mercury on AMC is a mover, okay? And a lot of times more to the upside, okay? So that Mercury is getting a trine from the moon, 0 degrees, and a conjunction from the sun, 0 degrees, and a square from Neptune, 0 degrees, okay? That square from Neptune, 0 degrees, has been there the entire time. It hasn't been 0 degrees, but it's been there the entire time. Mercury is trying to defeat the deception, to defeat the behind the scenes things with Neptune there, okay? But getting the trine from the moon and the conjunction from the sun on Mercury, that's, to me, guys, that is news. That is news heavy, and there's a lot of positivity happening in the chart, okay? We got the moon sextiling Uranus, and then we got Venus over here making a sextile to Mars. We have Jupiter over here making a 0 degree sextile to the sun. That's very expansive like energy for the company, okay? And that's really good for legal matters. So, I mean, coming into this week, Monday definitely has potential for catalyst news. That is for sure. Okay, coming into Tuesday, we see that the sun, Mercury is now making a sextile to Neptune, okay? So there's a lot of Mercury-Neptune energy going on. We have Neptune over here getting the square from Mercury. And now we have the Mercury in the sky making a sextile to Neptune, and then Neptune is also getting a sextile to the moon. Now, Neptune is really good for AMC because Neptune rules Hollywood. It's also in this home sign of Pisces, so it's really strong for AMC. When Jupiter went over Neptune, we had a I'm pretty sure that's when the eclipse happened, or around that time, okay? So now this Neptune is also getting a lot of love, all right? So this is really good for creativity. This is really good for Hollywood in general, for AMC in general. A lot of people going to the movies in general, and this is also good for taking care of business behind the scenes, all right? So I really like, there's a lot of aspects coming in from Monday and Tuesday and that I like. And then the Mars in the sky is now making a sextile to AMC's ascendant, and that's a lot of energy for passion, for a surge to AMC, because Mars brings energy, straight up just energy. It's also got the sextile to Venus, all right? So there's a really nice harmony between Mars, Venus, and hopefully that just helps bring a lot of relationships and a lot of attention to AMC. So I do like what I see on Monday for catalyst news, all right? Hopefully we get some type of really big catalyst news, and hopefully it's not FUD, and there looks like there's still going to be a lot of energy on AMC coming into Tuesday. Let's see Wednesday. Okay, so nothing significantly really changed on Wednesday. It's very similar to the stars on Tuesday. So I pulled up Thursday because we did get some pretty interesting movements on Tuesday. So the first thing I want to say is the sun is now conjunct AMC's sun. Okay, so it's the birthday time is starting to come. Okay, it's starting to come. The energy from the sun brings illumination, attention, light. Okay, and the sun on AMC is about the CEO, the company reputation, and the direction the company's trying to take itself. Okay, so new chapters coming into this week. That's also really good for news. That's also will show some type of completion or some type of new energy with the company's management. So we definitely got to look out for that. Another thing I see is Venus is now conjunct Venus for AMC, and that's been a long time coming. Venus is about to go retrograde, so I don't know if it's going to make the exact conjunction, but we know Venus deals with relationships, mergers, branding, and money. Okay, so this could be new money coming in for AMC. This could be new merger opportunities coming in for AMC, and new branding opportunities coming into AMC this week. That could also work as catalyst type news. That's very strong energy. So AMC is going through a sun return and it's about to get a Venus return. All right, so this returns bring a lot of energy. I mean, last week we had a Mercury return and we had a lot of energy to the downside, but it does bring energy. Okay, so these are positive. Venus is a positive thing. Venus is trying to make things look beautiful, and the sun is always trying to do the obligations of the company and what the sun wants. So this looks good for catalyst news and for positive movement for AMC going forward. These planets definitely want to bring positive results, so I am looking forward to that. Thursday definitely looks interesting. Now, another thing that does look interesting about Thursday is this Mars right here is getting a square from Mercury. That is not that positive. All right, Mars rules war. It can also have a lot to do with cutting energy, competition. It is getting a square from Mercury. Mercury deals with news, and so to me, this Mercury, especially since it's sextile in Neptune, this is us trying to fight that deception, that manipulation. That does not look positive for the stock coming into Thursday. Okay, but that's one negative with a few really nice positives. Okay, so Thursday still does look interesting, but we could get some negative news on Thursday with this Mars square Mercury, but it would have to do with the deception and manipulation, and maybe it has to do with us something getting revealed to us, Neptune revealing something for the better, to stop that manipulation, because Mars represents war. We're in a fight this week actually with that. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's check out Friday. Okay guys, so I have Friday open, and Friday looks like a climax. All right, because look at this. All right, I look at the sun. The sun is the day before his birthday, but it is still making a 0-degree conjunction to AMC's sun. That's a big time energy. It's practically AMC's birthday, so Friday, and that's 3 days before the full moon on Monday. So I definitely think Friday could get us a really interesting movement. All right, definitely expect news with this. Definitely expect new information, new chapters for AMC coming into Friday. That is looking pretty interesting. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is all the outer planets, the far out planets, the planets that move the slowest, when they're making aspects, that shows massive change. Okay, when the moon is making aspects to things, it's more of a short-term change, and it happens more quickly. But those outer planets, they move so slowly. Like Neptune takes years just to go like a few degrees, right? And so once those type of planets make an aspect, it's a big move. All right, look at Uranus. All right, Uranus is one of those outer planets. It's trine AMC's Pluto 0 degrees. All right, sudden changes into the future, explosive changes to the future. That's very explosive energy. Look at Neptune. Neptune trine Saturn. Okay, Saturn and Neptune are big time outer planets, big players in astrology. That's a nice trine where dreams become reality, because Saturn rules reality building, Neptune rules fantasy and dreams. Okay, Hollywood. That's really good. Another big time outer planet aspect. Look at Jupiter. Jupiter is a big planet, sextile AMC's sun. Okay, big time energy. Now look at AMC's sun. Not only is the sun on there, but the sun is also getting sextile Jupiter. To me, that's expansive like energy all day, because Jupiter rules expansion. Saturn is sextile Uranus. That could definitely show volatility. Your Saturn wants to build, Uranus wants to build futuristic things. That's very, very beautiful. And then we look at Venus conjunct Venus. So that's not an outer planet, but it's still another aspect that the planets are making. And then Pluto is sextile in the midheaven, another outer planet trying to make power moves. So pretty much like all these planets are making big time aspects. Okay, so we're really, even if the price action is not reflecting it, we're really in big time moments for AMC, and it looks like moments of building for the future, building for the better, and expansion like energy. Okay, so we just need time for the price action to catch up, in my personal opinion. All right, but remember, the moon phases for AMC doesn't look that great. The stars look pretty good, but we're gonna need some type of catalyst news. We're gonna need lots of volume. Sun conjunct Sun can definitely bring that energy, that surge of energy to AMC, to bring that volume, to bring positive price action. So this week I am optimistic, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my squeeze dates right after this. But before I do, if you guys appreciate this video and want to show support, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed before, subscribe, so you don't miss out on DD that you can't get anywhere else on AMC. If you are a Moonlord and haven't subscribed or haven't joined our Discord, check us out at the Market Moonlord Discord. Now let's check out some of these squeeze dates now. Okay, so I'm just throwing that out there. When Uranus goes forward again, which is a huge stock mover, it's going to be all the way until January 2022, January 19th to be exact, okay? So keep that in mind, that Uranus goes direct during that time, and it's going to be opposite the North Node. It does look like January next year is a very significant time for AMC. And look at the first house, guys, all right? We're going to have the Sun in the first house. We're going to have Mercury in the first house. Mercury is also sextiling that Uranus, or the AMC's Uranus, and we're going to have Saturn in the first house, along with Jupiter in the first house. Last January, when we had whatever that was, the first squeeze or FOMO, we had a similar setup. We had Mercury in the first house because it was around the same time. Mercury always being around that Aquarius time, and so was the Sun in the first house. Okay, and then when the Moon comes over here on the new Moon, we're gonna have a lot of planets in the first house. That looks very similar to the end of last July when we went really high the first time. Okay, so that is looking very suspicious for that time period. But I just wanted to mention that to you guys. Let me know if anybody sees anything else coming up into January for any type of bullish energy for AMC. I'm not saying we're going to squeeze them, but I am saying the chart is looking very significant into 2022, and the Uranus is going direct around that time period is just more fuel. AMC is slowly getting stronger, and we simply have to buy and hold. If we got to be here to 2022, it is what it is. You know, they're just kicking the can down the road, and we simply have to buy and hold. It's really a simple game, guys. And I've been telling you guys that, hey, it looks like we could be going in 2022. I've been saying that for a few months now. Support each other. Everyone needs to support each other. I don't care if you're a Moonlord or Ape that brought one share. You're part of the movement, and everyone needs to be supporting each other in this movement, because this is like, we're in the fourth quarter, okay? And hopefully, if we make it out of this fourth quarter, we can go into overtime. Now, you guys know, for months now, I've been saying, just like before that, I was saying, hey, May eclipse looks crazy. We were calling that out months before that eclipse. That looks crazy. And now, after that whole shebang, we're calling out January looks crazy and March looks crazy. Okay, so we have to be prepared. We have to be ready to wait. For me, I'm definitely going to be holding, but January and March of next year does look good.
Jason Alexander, the blue moon of Neptune.